I'm going to start by putting on my shapes. Now my intention was to make the raindrops shapes, the circle at the bottom of the umbrella and the one at the top, and also some of the circles in the umbrella shapes that are cut out of felt. So I found some felt with the colors that I was hoping for. I have some orange, some blue, and some red. I'm going to start by cutting out the 3 circles that I have at the top. Now one of the things I want to do is kind of figure out how big they are. And I think it's easiest if you start by cutting a square. So I'm cutting this long rectangle, and then I'm going to cut this into 3 little squares. And now I'm going to cut each of these squares into a circle. And I do that by turning the felt as I go. Well, this is a little bit tricky to cut felt. You're cutting material, but if you take your time, you should be okay. And then once I get back to where I started, and I have my circle, I'm going to just keep going until I have all my shapes cut. Now that I have all of my shapes cut, I'm ready to glue them down. You want to make sure that when you glue, you are working on another piece of paper. When you glue these down, that you use a significant amount of glue. Okay, usually we say dot, dot, not a lot, but with this one, you want to have a pretty good amount of glue. So you're going to press down to engage the glue bottle. And then you're going to squeeze a pretty good amount of glue on there. Now you're going to flip it over, and you're going to press it onto the burlap. So the glue is going to make the felt stay in place. I'm going to do this to all of my pieces. Now that you have all of the felt shapes glued down, before you put this on the drying rack, you're going to want to make sure that you flip it over and then put a piece of masking tape on the back. And on this, with a Sharpie, you are going to write your name and class code. And then I would put this actually back on your piece of paper, and then take both of these over and put them in your drying rack. Once this is dried, then you can start working on your stitching.